Hey there, YouTube. This is Jacob's Cars coming to you live from past the Grow area. I don't want to call it past the Grow Beach in Pinellas County. Where we just had a major rainstorm. I should have recorded some of that. Darn it, Dad, I should have recorded some of that. Don't worry, it'll be back. There's a lot of people asking me questions about my daily life. There's a lot of people that record about their daily lives. And Gabriel, this one's for you. So I get asked a bunch, what's your favorite joke? And you know what my most favorite joke is? Fool, he was testing the suspension. You know, I'm trying to get him to watch it, Dad. You know, I'm trying. There's no copyright about that. You know, I ain't gonna get copyrighted. Cause it's my own voice. Fool, he's testing the suspension. One thing you never want to do. No. Never ever get a hook stuck in your thumb or your finger or your leg, and never hit a semi-truck. I learned that from experience. I never want to hit a semi-truck again. I felt like suing Lowe's for my fault. Because number one, Lowe's, you should have had cones out. Just like Midwest Truck. He always puts cones out. And he's always lighting his truck up. And you could have left your truck idling. Because if I was completely blind and not in the wheelchair, I would have hit it and really hurt myself. No offense, Dad. But it's the truth, Dad. I mean, just think about it. I'm not trying to sue you, Lowe's. I'm just trying to prove a point for you guys that all your customers that you deliver for, this is a story about Lowe's. Lowe's is would you say it's a department store, Dad?
What?
Lowe's? Well, Lowe's is basically a place where you can get household items such as your
Big cinches.
you can get a grill, you can get plants, you can get And I want to thank you, those driver, for making sure I was okay before you finish setting up. You caught a fish? Not big enough.
That's the letter. Oh, that's the one.
And Eric O, and all the car guys, what's your number one rule when you bring a car into a shop? What's your priority? What would you start with if it's a crank? I mean, a no start, no crank. Did I say that right? No start, no crank? No communications. Not even to the data link connector. Now, after 1996, every car, I wish I could show you ours, every car has an OBB how do you say it, Dad? A diagnostic port where a mechanic plugs in a computer. And all cars now are computer controlled. Most of them, anyway, right, Dad? So, like, your idle is controlled by a computer. I think your idle is controlled, or I'm trying to say it the right way. Then, well, your timing in your car is after a certain age. After 1997, all cars have the computer diagnostic port in them. I have a dad who we have a computer at our house that will actually scan the engine codes and give you a brief diagnosis. But you can go online, say like you own a Chrysler, you can do a key check. It's called key on, key off, key on, key off, key on. And it'll flash codes, and then you try to catch those codes. You can punch them up to Google. Like, I know a P0420 is your classic crank center code. Now, don't ask me if your van doesn't have cylinder 10 and why it's coming up. Because I do not know. Right, Dad? We do not know.
Exactly.
But an EVAP code could just mean you need a new you need to tighten up your loose gas cap, or you need a a um a what do you call it? What do they call those sensors? I'm talking about the evaporation sensors. Now, if it says intake air temp, that means you need a intake air temp sensor, and it's located on many cars in different spots. Like I don't know where it's on this car or on the car, but I know it's somewhere near your engine. It's on your engine. Right, your intake heater sensor is on the engine. Dad,
What?
the intake sensor is on the engine.
Intake, yeah.
And if you're concerned about not getting the 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 work that if you don't have the tools. Now the shop's gonna charge you whatever they want for. They don't make money off tire and oil changes, tire rotation and oil changes. That's not where the money comes in. Because there's several key factors. If your car won't start, it could be your neutral. If you got lights, it could be the fact that your battery is spent, too old. It doesn't have enough voltage to crank the engine over. Boy, I've been through a school bus that broke down, and me and the bus driver argued, and our back seat mechanic was right. And I don't wanna tell you not to take your bus in for service, but as soon as you see that, you're transporting the world's most precious cargo. Us children or us transition students. So, when you hear a weird noise, and you see the check engine light, call it in. And then, depending on your school system, how they want you to do it. Like I know here in Pinellas County, they want you to write it up, they want you to leave it there, and they won't let you have the bus back until it's all fixed. And I know every month every 90 days, it goes in for something called an A inspection, which is the oil change, oil filter change probably, check for any rips or tears in the seats, check for engine, transmission, any diagnostic. They test drive it, and if the service engine soon light comes on before they give it back to you, that bus is going right back in the garage. Just ask me. Right there, just ask me. I've been without a bus for months and on old rickety spares. Just ask my father, right? And the older buses use, like, after 2003, they quit putting the 7.3 International diesel in it. And now they start putting Cummins, Power Stroke, Duramax, which Chevy makes, and there's only one issue I find wrong with the Cummins, the older buses. Like, we got some that have way over 80,000 miles. Now, that's nothing for a diesel. But when your gauge cluster doesn't work, that's scary. When you can't tell how fast you're going, or when you can't tell how much fuel is in the tank, or how hot the engine is, or your speedometer, or oil, or air, that's scary. Right, Dad?
Yeah.
That is just scary. What's really scary is when you shut it down on the side of the road, and luckily we were on the side of the road, Because I have my doubts. Dad? I'm like, what? Start back up? You know, I was thinking it in my head. I thought it stalled, viewers. Because I was taking a nap. Remember that? I told you I was taking a nap. I even had one where the radiator went bad. And it's not fun when you're...
Alright.
And in a real emergency evacuation, now we're getting down to where the kids can help. In a real emergency evacuation, your driver will assign 3 helpers or 2 helpers. If you're not a gen...
Huh? I don't have any. I've never seen a truck fly with one. Huh? Yeah. It was pouring down rain for a while. Yeah, a whole bunch of them went by and that was it.
I do YouTube. And you ask yourself, what would be your number one if you ever had to do an emergency evacuation that wasn't an emergency, but what if, I guess what I'm trying to say is, what if it was you were in a normal school with no aid, not an ESE standard bus? What would be your reaction if your bus driver had a heart attack or went into diabetic shock? My reaction would be to get the bus to the side of the road. Right, Dad? Get the bus to the side of the road. And then say, dispatch, we need help. Dispatch, we got an emergency. Now, there's a video about Jennifer Maxwell on YouTube, guys, that she was on the news because the kids swallowed a coin. His sister said, I think he swallowed a coin. And she was a teacher and a bus driver. And all teachers' aides are trained to do the unthinkable. And it's called the Heimlich help me out, Dad. Heimlich maneuver. And I just want to thank Jennifer Maxwell for saving 11-year-old Jennifer. I mean, I just want to thank those drivers that save kids' life every day. And I want to thank the Good Samaritans that don't go around the school bus. And if a cop sees you go around and starts chasing you, you're going to get 100 and $108 ticket in some places. And you don't want that, viewers, so be patient, wait for the red lights to go out. Don't go past this signal. It's just like at a traffic light. You don't want to go past. Unless you're making a left at a red light, you don't want to go past the red light. Right, Dad? And I'm not a certified CDL driver. I just know this because I see it every day. I know you don't see it every day, but I see it because I'm a school board safety patrol. And I'm on that bus to keep people safe and happy. There's no recording, there's no cussing, there's no profanity, there's no throwing. There's some drivers won't even let you eat on the bus, which I understand. But my bus drivers have been nice because they know what it takes for me to get up in the morning. And I'm the first on, last off. And I pick up say like another bus can't make it to my school, Paul B. Stevens. I am most likely taking, if I have a full-size bus, I most likely take more wheelchairs, more assistants. No joke, Dad. You know it's no joke. It's amazing. The way God has a job for all of us to do. Emily Lester, God has a job for us all to do. Nathan Robert Benson and Grandma Joyce Benson and anybody who doesn't believe in God, that's okay. We just go with your instinct. Right then, go with your So comment, rate, subscribe, and God bless. And if I can do it, you can do it.